Wonderful. Yeah. You know what's funny to me, guys? Can I just tell you an email I just got? Why does someone from the Discord have a naked photo of Peaches in their phone? Awkward. Are you that nasty that you're obsessed with Peaches that you have a naked photo of her in your phone? Weirdo. That is weird. I would never have a naked photo of Peaches in my phone, but okay, because they sent me a naked photo of Peaches, or lovely Peaches. They sent it to me in my email and told me I will be coughing violently. And that's what the Discord has been telling me, when the Discord is going to be coughing violently. But yeah, it is weird. They literally are from the Discord and proceed to go through and send me a naked photo of Peaches. And then say I'm going to be coughing violently. Like, why would you have a naked photo of her? That's weird. And if you have a naked photo of her and you're a grown adult, even though she is probably an adult now, she was probably 19 at the time she posted that naked photo. So why would you have a photo of a 19-year-old naked? And you want to talk to me about inappropriate anything with minors, but you literally have a naked photo of her. And you do know a lot of the stuff she did when she was 19. So why would you have a naked photo of a teenager? Whether or not 19 is like kind of an adult, right? But not adult enough, because they don't have the mentality, right? To be mature enough. Their brains aren't fully developed. Like, you're weird for having a naked photo of her. I'm gonna block you, but also, I gotta be careful. I'm not gonna show it on camera, but yeah, I'm gonna block you and delete that. Because it says you will start coughing violently in 3 days. Then your chest will begin to hurt for 4 days after that. 7 days after, you will go blind. Your mom should have swallowed you while she was being a hoe at the nightclub where she conceived you. Sorry, your real dad isn't coming home. Sorry, I meant your motel room for Christmas this year. You aren't black. You're white Spaniard. Oh, and this is me after your downfall. And then post Peaches posing outside naked. And you know what? You know what's funny is that they said this is me after your downfall, of them standing there naked in public. No, you know what's me is the guy in the background with his eyes covered. No one wants to see that. Put that away, right? So you're saying you're gonna run around public naked? This is me after your downfall. And your way of celebrating is going out in public naked? Hey, Jazz, I can't believe these people are just... I shouldn't say loony. They're crazy. You're gonna celebrate by running naked in public. And did you know did you know what Peaches did right there is, what is it? It's public nudity, and she also could possibly have to register as a offender, S offender. She don't even have to have sexual contact with a minor. She can be tried as one because she's in public nude, which there could be minors around, and if a minor would have saw her, that would have been very bad. Do you not know? So do you want to be registered? So you're saying that's going to be you, a registered offender, because you went out in public nude for minors to see? Like, you're literally telling on yourself. That is going to be you. I don't put it past these people. Like, that is going to be you, being naked in public for all the minors to see. That's weird. Why you would admit to being that person? Trust me, you know how I know that could possibly happen? Because it happened. It happened to a rapper who was on... Was it a rapper or a football player? You know the story that was posted on the Shade Room? He was touching himself on an airplane. And they repeatedly told him to stop, and he had Vaseline too, because the Vaseline fell onto the floor. The last time they told him to stop, and the police escorted him. And they said he now might possibly have to register as an offender, you know what type of offender, because of his exposure on the plane. He said, and the reason why he said that he did it was because he didn't get enough cookie. You know what type of cookie I'm talking about. He didn't get enough of it in Japan. And when the flight attendant told him to stop doing it again, he said, "No, I didn't get enough in Japan. I didn't get enough cookie in Japan." Which is why he said it warranted him to continue to keep going while there was kids on the plane, which is really weird. Why you did it on a plane. Then the police escorted him off, and now he's facing charges, and he might have to register as an offender. I mean, you could probably send me a nude photo of Peaches, but you do know that she could have possibly caused herself to be registered as an offender. And imagine having to explain to people you've never done any type of activity with minors, and you're literally registered because you were indecent exposure in public. Like, the audacity of her to be walking around nude in public is crazy. And that you're admitting you want to be a registered offender. Funny. Stop speaking about people's dead parents when your mother is quite literally a few coughs away from death. Maybe stop talking about my mother being close to death and start visiting your dead mother. Don't tell me what I need to stop talking about when you started first. Oh, they think they're trying to tell me what room I'm at, which that's not even my room or the place, but go off, I guess. Man, they keep sending me the nude photos of Peaches, which is really weird because Peaches was 19 at the time she did a lot of her stuff. Why would you have Peaches nude photos in your phone? That's just really weird. Oh, it's my business email. Okay, so if you literally have to state that you have a job, you don't have a job, and if you have to tell me your parents are alive, I don't care because I don't know your parents and they're dead to me. So why would I care if your parents are alive or not? Because to me they're dead. I really don't care. You want to talk about my mother being one cough away from dying, but then you get mad when I return the energy. You're a wannabe victim, you're a racist, an SA victimizer, you are not black or a minority, each and die. I'm not a minority because you're trying to get me unalived because I'm a black woman. Let's make that totally clear. You want to get away with it because you want to make it seem like you're not threatening a black woman, right? Because you say it's all about race, which it is. Because let me explain to you why. You're trying to downplay my blackness so you can get away with all the stuff that you have done to me, which is due to racism. You want to know how I know? I was swatted 6 times by the police. The only people who get swatted are black people. There's a lot of black creators spamming from TikTok to Twitch that have been falsely rated. Now, Dream, who wasn't blackout rated, but what they did was they told the police that I had a pew-pew in hopes that the police would show up and unalive me and my family because they knew my father was black. So they lied to the police, telling the police I had a weapon when I didn't. Funny, because the police told me. And if that's not, and if it's not about racism, then I don't know what is. And why don't you get a job? You do know, Matt, that you're lying. They do bully people on Twitch. They said the most disgusting stuff on Twitch, and they could say whatever they want unfiltered. You do know that I'm not dumb. I literally streamed my Fortnite gameplay on my Xbox because I can stream it straight to Twitch, and I was reading the comments. They were absolutely disgusting, and Twitch doesn't do nothing about it. Let me report them for spam. I'm also gonna report spam. Could you know? But yeah. Hey guys. Oh, drink bleach, ho. I'm not a hoe. I haven't slept around. But it sounds like you're speaking from experience. And the fact that you changed your name and you didn't pay the $9 to say it to my face says all I need to know. Only jobless people DM hate emails. Like, okay, you're writing an email, like I care. It's still, like, if anyone sends a hate email, they're jobless. They put all that time into sending a hate email. They could put all that time to get an extra job. Let me block this one. My mom isn't white, and who cares? So this is how you know people are jobless. You do know that if you're expecting me to give you an actual address, I'm not. It's the post office address, and it's one of the post office, so yeah. She's Hispanic. So if you think that you're like saying, oh, I'm gonna send you Switch games, just so you could get an address. I mean, you could get the post office address. I really don't care. And I know what packages are coming from who. So if it's a package I don't recognize and I see there's nothing missing from my wish list, I'm immediately throwing it in the trash. Or I will tell the post office to send it back to where it came from. I'm not dumb. So I mean, keep trying. James, do you want to get blocked? I said some of my family might have come from Spain. So here's my thought process, right? When you say that my mom didn't come from Spain. My mom was not born in Spain. She was born in the United States of America. Well, you might be Spanish, but how can you be a language? You can't be a language. You do know Spanish is a language. When people call themselves Spanish, why are people calling themselves a language? People from Spain are European. You do know that European people don't have a language, right? So here's my suggestion to you. If you go to Spain, okay, don't learn any Spanish when you go to Spain. Please go speaking English. And when you have a hard time walking around Spain, because when you have a hard time walking around Spain because you don't know any Spanish, which you probably do, mind you, you know Spanish. But anyone else, please go to Spain and don't learn any Spanish before you go, since people are telling you that Spaniards are white. White people don't have a language. When you go to Spain, what language do they speak? Someone please tell James what language they speak when you go to Spain. What language do people speak in Spain? Thank you, James. So by your logic, if you're saying that people in Spain speak Spanish, which it is their native language, their first language, then that's not white people. So stop trying to whitewash Spaniards and people of Spain, because people from Spain are not white. Don Quixote was not white. Did you read Don Quixote? They are not white. You are whitewashing a culture. Someone help educate James, please, because I'm not going to argue with him over this. And like Germans, yeah, they do speak German, but German is not a race. German is literally a nationality. Spain is in Europe. Someone help James out. Just because something is in Europe doesn't make it white. Common sense. There's a lot of people from different cultures, different ethnicities, and different backgrounds that come from Europe that are not white. Use your common sense when you speak. Just because someone comes from Europe and they speak their first language does not make them white. I can get a literal, what do you call it? Like a citizenship in Europe and live there. That doesn't make me white. Hello? And if we're talking about Spaniards, Spaniards are not even a race. Can you tell me what the 5 races are? What are the 5 main races in the census? Can someone tell me? Because Spaniard is not listed as a race. But mind you, they are not white either because their main language is Spanish. White people, European people, don't have a language. Their language is English. That's all they have. If you don't have any other language, you know, I don't know what their race would be. Some people are indigenous to these countries. Like there's indigenous to Mexico. They might be indigenous to Spain. I don't know. But I can tell you the 5 listed races. Black, white, Pacific Islander, Asian, black, white, Pacific Islander, Asian, and Alaskan Native, I think it is. Yeah, Alaskan Native. Yeah. Not all Europeans speak English, Tophia. James, again, if their first language was not English, they are not white. Please, Google before you start arguing with people. You are trying to whitewash a culture. When you go to Spain, you don't see white culture. Now, please stop trying to whitewash someone's culture. Like, you are literally trying to call yourself a language and then try to educate me. Like, even I have referred to Spanish, but Spanish is a language. White culture is European, but what he's trying to say is that Spain is in Europe, so that makes people white, but Spaniards and people in Spain did not speak English. Their first language was Spanish. And because their first language was Spanish, that doesn't make them white. If your first language wasn't English, then you are not white. If your first language was English, you're white because white people don't have a language. Their language is English. I don't know what to tell you. That's something you gotta take up with people, not with me. Go fight with Google. Do your research. Like, I get it. I'm confused because I always refer to, Spanish, Hispanic. But then people are like, but then I realized Spanish is referred to as a language. So why are you trying to call yourself a language? That's not even referred to as identifying yourself. That's literally a language. What does you being a language have to do with what you're saying? It's also a nationality. I didn't know that. See, I didn't know that. But either way, if it's a nationality, the only thing that really qualifies is race and ethnicities. So but what he's pertaining to, because he's not talking about nationality, he's talking about race, which white is considered a race. And when you are trying to whitewash a culture, I don't know what to tell you. So, I you know what I really want to see? I'm going to find this funny. I want you to go walk. I want you to buy a ticket, get your passport, go to Spain, walk up to someone that speaks Spanish in Spain and tell them they're white. I want to see what happens. I want to see the reaction. I want you to film it live and see what happens. Because I know what's going to happen. I would never go to another country or another place and insult someone by telling them, oh yeah, you're white. Clearly their native language is not English. You need to know Spanish when you go to Spain, Please don't travel to other countries and not know any languages. Learn the languages before you go, or else you're going to really mess yourself up. Don't do that. You could put yourself in danger. You could possibly get trafficked. You could get robbed. You don't know all of the dangers that you put yourselves in when not a lot of you, but there are a lot of people that will travel somewhere and don't think they need to know the language. You need to know a majority of it, not just like a little bit, because you're really going to put yourself in a whole world of danger if you don't know the language and you're traveling there. Don't be dumb. Seriously. Like, I could never sit in a live stream and whitewash someone's culture, but hey, that's you. Hispanic is a race? No, it's not. Hispanic is an ethnicity, not a race. No, it's not. Hispanic is an ethnicity. Even I said Hispanic was a race and people told me it wasn't. That's what I thought until I was educated and I looked on Google, and it's not. It's an ethnicity. No, I don't know the language, but I am Hispanic. And no, I did take Spanish, but it went like that. And I didn't have to speak Spanish because my mom's family spoke both Spanish and English, although they also knew Spanish very well. And they were not white. Nowhere do you see in that picture of my grandparents do they look white. Not even my grandfather don't look white. Hello? And I don't know what his race is. You have to understand, you have an ethnicity or probably small percentages of other races. I don't know what race he had. I just know my mom's side of the family, he's Hispanic. Which is an ethnicity, not a race. And if you want to really get into why, I will tell you why Hispanic, because there's an article on it, why Hispanic was classified as an ethnicity and not a race. Some Hispanic, Google does not say Hispanic is a race. You know why Hispanic is not a race? They said some Hispanic people identify as white and some Hispanic people identify as Spanish. Why it says Spanish, I don't know, because Spanish is a language. You can't identify as a language, but that's what they said. Because of that, they can't really pinpoint a race when it comes to Hispanics. That's why they made it an ethnicity and not a race, because there isn't a specific identifier of a specific race. And because they can't identify a specific race, it is classified as an ethnicity. So, because I argued with people about Hispanic being a race and I lost. Trust me, it's not a race. Because that's what I was taught, and I was taught incorrectly. How did Hispanics identify their race in the 2020 census? Hispanic is an ethnicity, not a race. Just like I said. And because of that reason, right, you know,